The Mountaineers are lined up for the kickoff. That'll bring up 2nd and 12. On the tackle. That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That makes it 4th and 4. first down. First down.
Man, left. Four down. I got you, 88. I got you. Mike 17.
Number 3 on the tackle.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do. They don't want to run. They don't want to.
That makes it first and 10. That makes it first and goal. Second and goal.
Mike
2nd and 9.
Man left. Four down. Hey, watch that. Check right, 54. Go! 629. Go!
The pass ball is incomplete. Number 14 intended receiver on the play. That'll make it 3rd and 9.
Four down. Hey, watch that. Check right, 54. Knock it out.
3rd and 10.
Come on, let's go. Hey, watch that, watch that. Check right, 54. Take go.
Makes the reception. That's a gain of 2. That's good. Virginia, first down.
Tight right. Pull down. Now here's the line, 3rd and 2. Hey, watch out.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the defense.
Tight end right. Pull down. Mike 17. Down. 28.
The pass falls incomplete. Number 2 intended to see the play. That makes it 2nd and 10. Number 10 with the carry. 1st down.
Tight right. Pull down. Mike 17.
Number 10 makes the catch. 16 on the play. 1st down.
Tight right. Pull down. I got you, 88. I got you. 17's Mike 17.
Near the pylon.
Yeah, great job there in defense for the West Virginia Mountaineers. Fantastic job with that block or that pass deflection. 2nd and 10 here for the Illini.
Now handoff running up the middle. Shaq Edwards able to pick up a yard and going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 is right. Maybe they put Shaq Edwards in there. Lewis might be a little bit tired carrying the team down the field literally on this drive.
And welcome everyone. I see in the chat that you're now able to hear us. Welcome to this game. Hope y'all have been enjoying it so far as we've had some great plays. Mr. Lewis there taken down for a 5-yard loss. Gonna bring up the Illinois field goal team.
Yes, it is great to see chat now. Fantastic. We were seeing you before, but not a whole lot we could do right on our end. But great job by getting the ball to Spencer Lewis. But West Virginia's defense stood tall this time, just like Illinois did a couple drives ago.
Defense almost jumping off sides, able to pull it back. Field goal kick is up and missed. That's going to have drifted just a little bit to the left, and score's going to remain 7-3.
Kevin Brown, the sophomore kicker, unable to convert on that one. West Virginia's defense stood tall and got a break on special teams. Now let's see them drive down the field and put it in the end zone.
All right, after the fumble on the last play, now we have a quick pass out to the wide receiver, and that one falls incomplete, bouncing off the receiver's hands.
Yeah, just an incomplete pass there, throwing it away. At least he put it where only his receiver could catch it. Didn't want that to be a pick six going the other way.
Yeah, now Ellis with 4 receivers to his left. Now one of them coming in motion to his right. Dropping back. Pocket holds, and that pass is off of a defender's helmet. That pass just a little bit too low to make it downfield.
I believe that was off Rex O'Brien's helmet. He didn't even get his hands up on that one. Ellis might want to put a little bit more air under it next time.
Now driving back 3rd and 10, airing it out deep down the field and batted away. Zay Martinez breaking up the pass down the field.
Zay Martinez with the fantastic play there. Almost had the incredible one-handed interception. Martinez had a bit of a rough childhood, so he worked construction and in a bakery in high school.
Is definitely going to have a lot of work done with his hands then, but his hands not able to bring in the interception. But this punt return, 16 yards, starting off on the right side of the 50 are the Fighting Illini. Ball at the 44-yard line. Shoemate under center, play action, looking to the right, and a nice pass run going downfield. That's Connor Stevens picking up 26.
Connor Stevens is having a fantastic game today. You know, him and T. Weary are really carrying this passing game for Dylan Shoemate, the tight end, really getting involved here.
Yeah, I see some nice plays there. Shoemate's just doing a very good job today, finding the open spots in the zone and letting the receivers do a lot of the work.
Had a bit of a rough start, but has really settled in.
I see the red zone reports. They are 1 for 1 on their red zone visits. Got the touchdown. And now a nice handoff running the right-hand side. Spencer Lewis picks up 13. It's going to be 1st and goal.
Great job. Spencer Lewis is really coming alive in this game and in this season. Malcolm Kemp Brown saving the tackle.
Now dropping back from center, throwing left and leaping up to catch as Stevens picks up the touchdown.
Yeah, a little bit of a floater for that underneath route, maybe a bit of a crossing route there by Stevens. Found the end zone, making this a 11-point lead, assuming this goes through the uprights.
Yeah, I'm not even sure Stevens was actually the intended receiver. The way that pass looked, he just reached up and pulled the ball down out of the air.
I mean, sometimes it helps to be lucky than good, and maybe Stevens was actually just a little bit too good on that play to come up with the catch.
And now West Virginia has a bit of a hole to climb out of, but we've seen their offense, when it starts clicking, move down the field quickly. They've still got a minute, 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. So plenty of time left. Just got to maybe smooth out a few of those bumps. And now we have Ellis come back out in the shotgun. Look and take this ball from the 26. Pass over the middle, and that is going to be caught. Caught? No, they're going to say that was dropped. Must have been underneath him. It looked caught from up here.
It did. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Exactly. But you know, that's okay. West Virginia is just going to come back right on this play.
Yeah, come back looking and not seeing anything down the field. Breaking out and trying to get the first down. Decides to slide. Ellis does pick up 8. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Ellis not the fastest quarterback or maybe the most athletic, but doing just enough there. The receivers ran off the coverage, and he could pick up a big gain.
Now 4 receivers still left, coming back in motion again. So 3 and 2 left and right. Pass to the left, and that one is over the receiver's head, is going to be incomplete. 4th down, and most likely another Mountaineer punt.
Yeah, he had a receiver open in the area, but there were too many Illinois defenders between the line to gain and the receiver, so I don't think he would have gotten it anyway. Maybe just safe to settle for the punt here.
This punt bounces at the 30. That's a long roll. Letting that one go is dangerous. If that had been just a little bit dead on the bounce, that would have been pinned way deep, but instead it is going to come out for a touchback.
You're absolutely right, Kevin. Yeah, it looks like there is, or you can see the great spread of pass and rush.
Yeah, seeing some good balance out of the Fighting Illini as they take their 11-point lead, looking to stretch it out, throwing out to the right towards the sideline, and that one falls incomplete. Number 41 not able to haul that one in.
Alex Bernard was not able to hold that one in. You're absolutely right, but he was able to at least affect the pass from Shoemate, maybe cause a little bit of intimidation.
Now setting up under center is Shoemate in the I formation. Handoff and running up the middle is Spencer Lewis Jr. Does pick up 2, going to be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, doing a great job of containing Lewis there. You can see he's got 10.6 yards per carry on that time. Only picked up 2. Great job to stuff him in the backfield.
And you know your running back's having a decent day when he averages a first down. And now on the screen pass, almost breaks out, but then the rest of the defense arrives. Loss of 6 in the play.
Yeah, Emily Philbin there, the Gary Court, South Carolina native, doing just enough to slow him down before Wesley Bellamy comes in, saving coming up with the tackle and forcing a punt.
But that is going to take us to the end of the first quarter. At the end, it is 14-3 Illinois. Stay tuned. You're watching the CFSL by PX1 Sports here on YouTube. And we're going to start the second quarter off here with a punt by the Fighting Illini. Standing in his own end zone, getting the punt away. Going to be brought in at the 45-yard line. Running forward, getting to the positive 45. Joe Beasley with a nice 10-yard return.
Yeah, great job by Beasley there. I could see Nate Murphy and ASU Julian with the 2s up in chat. Thank you. Myself, Venom, a couple other people are trying to start that trend. I'm glad that we're maybe seeing it here as well.
I've seen the 4s. I hadn't seen the 2s, but I do like it. Now we see on an option play, keeping it and dashing forward, Ellis does pick up 8. Very manageable 2nd and 2 coming up.
You're absolutely right. It is. Great job with that big pickup. And I'd like to say hello to all 50 of you watching in chat right now and watching. Thank you so much for joining us. Get this in your locker rooms. Get a couple more people in here.
And on that play, being swarmed by defenders, Ellis just barely able to get a pass off, and it falls incomplete at his feet. And now setting up 3rd and 2. Quick pass to the right and able to pick up the first down and some more. Josiah Mosley picks up 14. And a nice looking happy Mountaineer there dancing on the sidelines as get another first down coming up for West Virginia. Ellis back in the shotgun looking, doesn't see anything too much, steps right, throws left, and that one falls incomplete as it goes out of bounds near the pylon. Now setting up here, 2nd and 10. Got 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Ball handed off to the running back, dashing forward and picking up 3 yards. There's John Paul Smith, able to make a few yards on that run.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kevin. Doing a great job there. Illinois is doing a great job of keeping JPS contained, not letting him really get involved in the pass or the rushing game at all.
Now setting up, has a nice pocket, throws to the left, has some room to work with, and not able to pick up the first down. Domani Green only able to pick up 5. It's going to be 4th and 2. Interesting decision here, but looks like field goal units come out.
Yeah, I feel like this might be the good play. We haven't had too much success. Just put it in the hands of your kicker. Hopefully you can send it through the uprights.
That one is up and good. That is going to cut the lead down. Not only an 8-point lead for the Illini as West Virginia cuts it in. Now it's Illinois 14, West Virginia 6. With 7.5 here to go in the second as we get a kneel down for a touchback.
And normally they tell you not to kick field goals when you're trailing, but sometimes you just got to get any points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, this does cut it down to what would be a 1-score game, although there's plenty of time left to really not have to worry about that too much as a nice broken tackle. Connor Stevens turns what would have been about an 8-yard gain into an 18-yard gain.
Yeah, great job there by Stevens. Crosses the 50 mark. Now it's 67 yards. Great job breaking those tackles. West Virginia's got to do a better job of tackling and containing the tight end.
Now coming out here, Shoemate in the shotgun. Halfback to his left, 2 receivers on either side. And handing off on the draw play, breaking a tackle, but not really getting where Spencer Lewis loses to.
Yeah, Burt McDowell stuffed him there, looks like, for the tackle for loss. Great job holding him up in the lane and coming down with the tackle. That's a statement from that West Virginia linebacking core.
It's like West Virginia can hear us talking up here, trying to set up their tackles, make sure they get the wrap up. Now with a nice, oh no, I was about to say it's a nice bucket, but Shoemate gets sacked. 7-yard loss as the tight end just breaks through.
Yeah, Jimmy McCurdy there doing a great job breaking that block, like you said, Kevin, and found him just before he could release the ball. Shumate, all he could do was tuck it and take the sack there.
That was a very close play on both sides. It looks like there's a good pocket, and then all of a sudden, just barely breaking around the corner, able to get the sack, and now 3rd and 19 for the Illini as they look to make it back to the 50-yard line, and almost hit immediately. The pocket didn't seem to set up. Rough play there for the Illini.
Yeah, very rough play. Lucky to get that one out. They give credit to Alex Bernard there for forcing that incomplete pass. Great job with the blitz, getting into the backfield.
And a nice stiff arm there from Joe Beasley. Catches the ball, throws out an arm, and is able to pick up a few yards in the return. As we see the total yards for both teams actually pretty comparable despite the score difference.
Yeah, you're right. It seems like that one turnover that West Virginia had is really kind of only the difference maker in this game so far.
Trailing by 8, West Virginia hands the ball off to the right, and running up that side and able to pick up 9 yards is John Paul Smith.
Yeah, finally kind of seeing him get a good run here on that play. Had some good cuts coming across the middle of the field, and great job. They're going to need a lot more of that from John Paul Smith if they want to get back in this.
Now on 2nd and 1, handing the ball off again. JPS picks up another 3 yards and a first down for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, looks like they're finally getting some, he's a little bit hot right now. If he's the hot hand, maybe keep feeding him. That way you could just keep marching down the field on the back of your big sophomore halfback.
Fighting Illini defense. Looks like they're setting up. Nice read option keeper here by Ellis as he's breaking a few tackles. Quarterback saying, I can run just as well. Picks up 9.
You're right, 37 yards on the ground. Great job by Ellis. I'm really impressed by Ellis today, doing a fantastic job of keeping the Mountaineers in it.
Doing a great job there. We see him standing in the pocket, steps up, throws deep down the field, but overthrows his receiver. Going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it looked like an overthrow. Maybe you're just throwing that one away in the general direction. Kind of into double coverage. Didn't have a lot of good options as well. Nice job in coverage by that Illini defense.
Now the Illini look like bringing a little bit of pressure. Pick holes and kind of bouncing on them, but Jacob Tomas picks up the reception and 6 yards for a very important first down.
Somehow coming up with that play, I thought that was going 6 the other way, but the little floater somehow finds Tomas for the first down.
I'm pretty sure everyone just kind of looked at the ball, and Tomas is the one who comes down with it. Now another pass out to the right. Joe Beasley picks up 5. 2nd and 5, ball at 24.
Beasley doing a great job of breaking a tackle and getting a couple more yards after contact there.
Now set up, ball handed off on a counter run, and that's JPS picking up another 4 yards. We're back to 3rd and 1. Ball's going to be sitting just inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah,
or on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry there, Kevin. MJ Boomer, the safety, doing a great job of holding JPS short.
Now quick pass out and able to pick up the first down and a little bit more there. Josiah Mosley picks up 7. Ball's going to be just outside the 10-yard line.
Josiah Mosley from Bolton, Mississippi, doing a great job getting involved in this game as well. Ellis really spreading the ball out to all of his receivers marching down the field.
Now setting up with fresh set downs, handing the ball off, running forward, and picking up 5 is Beasley. 2nd and 5, ball near the 5.
First time we've seen Beasley run the ball, doing a great job on punt and kick returns for the Mountaineers, getting involved on offense here.
They've spotted the ball at the 8. 3 receivers to Ellis's right. Steps back, looks, throws to the right, makes the catch, and is going to get the first down. Tomas bring in yet another spectacular catch. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, spectacular is right, throwing it again into coverage with a lot of people, Illini and Mountaineers there, but he came up with it.
Tomas just seems to be a bit of a ball hawk. Now option pitch, trying to get to the goal line, and JPS not able to break anything there as the Illini just kind of swarmed all over that option play.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. MJ Boomer and JW Ibeck there on the tackle, keeping John Paul Smith out of the end zone.
So again, now a read option, and that one also goes nowhere. So we've had pitch option. We've had a read option. Both have gone for no yards. It's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, it looked like Thomas Schultz flying up from the linebacker position and making that tackle. Great job by the Saginaw, Michigan native to make the play, keep Ellis out.
So 3rd and goal. This time it is not an option play to keep an extra defender in. Has time, throws, touchdown Mountaineers as Clementine hauls that one in.
Great job by Ellis to stand tall in the pocket. Offensive line gave him just enough time and let Clementine find his way back across the formation and into the end zone. Great little pitch and catch there as well. Nice job by the Mountaineers to get right back into this ball game.
It was a nice adjustment by West Virginia. They kept the halfback in for the extra pass protection, and Ellis had all day to go through his progression there, able to find a nice pitch and catch. And now it is a 1-point game as West Virginia cuts the lead, trailing 13-14 with 3 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Chad, I see all the juice calls. Fantastic. I didn't realize that was the nickname for him, but that might be one of the best nicknames in the CFSL. What a fantastic job by the Mountaineers to drive down the field. Illinois' got to settle in and respond in kind here.
Now the Illini come back out on offense after a bit of a rest on the sidelines, and Spencer Lewis picking up right where he left off, picks up another 5 yards, averaging 8 yards a carry.
Yeah, 8 yards a carry and a touchdown. Lewis having a fantastic game. This linebacker core for West Virginia not doing the best job containing him.
A big, beefy line up front as we get another handoff to Lewis. He's going to pick up another 5 yards. They're going to spot him just short of the first down marker.
Yeah, beefy line is right. The fullback went inside to block maybe for a zone read option kind of play, but that's not what Lewis had in mind. He was going to the outside and almost picked up the first down. Bit of a rough spot though.
Yeah, now 3rd and inches. Fullback slides out to the left and open space for Shoemate running forward, able to pick up nearly 20 yards there on that run. And big first down for the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, fantastic job there. The coverage just kind of went with the receivers in man coverage. Didn't really see Shoemate come out. Looked like he picked up a big block from Stetson James as well, the tight end, to spring that even further down the field. Great job by the Illini.
And now on the read option, pitch now to the left and able to pick up another 15, 17 yards. Shaq Edwards with a big run. It's only his second rush of the game, but that's a big one.
Yeah, that is a big one, right? Struggled early. I think had a loss, but this time picked up a big gain. Shoemate doing a great job getting the ball to his playmakers in space as well. Seeing Lewis bust a couple. We've seen Edwards right there as well, and Shoemate doing it himself. They're really utilizing the ground game.
Trips a bunch to the left. Shoemate not seeing anything, says, I can run it again. Scrambles forward. This time decides to slide down. It's going to be around the 10-yard line. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half as Illinois knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Dropping back, looking, pass to the right, has a few blockers, and stumbling forward is Shaq Edwards, able to get down to around the 3-yard line. Second timeout called by the Illini. They got one left. Ball on the 3. Big bunch line, 2nd and goal. Toss to the right, looking for some room, and Lewis Jr. taken down in the backfield.
Yeah, huge hit there from Alex Bernard. Came flying up off the edge. Tight end 85, Stetson James couldn't get a block on him, and he just leveled Lewis in the backfield.
Now spreading the field out just a little bit more. Shoemate dropping back the pass, has a wide open receiver. That's Bryson Stamper for the Fighting Illini touchdown.
Welcome to the game, Bryson Stamper. First reception of the day, the sophomore wide receiver. Great job settling down right in that little whip route area zone and doing a great job just sitting, and great pitch and catch from Shoemate there just for the easy touchdown. Marched right down the field. Great drive by the Illini.
Now it's a 7-point lead, extra point pending for the Illini to stretch this back out to an 8-point game. Kick is up and good. So we've had trade of touchdowns, got a minute 30 left. I think that's still enough time for West Virginia to maybe close this one back up.
I absolutely agree, Kevin. The CFSL offenses are so lethal with the 2-minute drill in the first half and the second half at the end of the game. And they have all 3 timeouts. I definitely think this is manageable for the Mountaineers.
Now they are going to start around the 30-yard line, have all 3 timeouts available to them. Minute and a half, plenty of time. Ellis in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Looking right, doesn't see anything, dashes forward, able to pick up 1 yard, and there's the first timeout called.
Yeah, first timeout is right. Just settle in, Ellis. Don't need to get every play down the field right now.
Now Trips bunched up tight on the left-hand side, throwing left side, and that one is caught. Tomas with another great reception, 59 yards on the night, and a big first down.
Fantastic catch, Tomas mossing the defender. What an unbelievable job keeping his feet in bounds. I did not think he was going to have that. It looks like he one-handed that, too. What an unbelievable play by Tomas, moving the Mountaineers down the field.
We have seen him make some spectacular catches. That one, though, may be the best one yet. Now with 4 receivers to the right, toss over the middle, and absolutely leveled is Damani Green. Does pick up 6, but the clock is going to keep on running.
Yeah, you're right. It is Houston Kai, the defensive end. Looked like he kind of dropped back into coverage a little bit on that play, and we see Green a little bit slow to get up as well. Might have taken a bit of a hard hit there.
Houston Kai, one of the breakout defenders last year in the CFSL. Great to see him back in action. We haven't got to call his name too much tonight. Now a nice pass left-hand side, picking up the first down to hold the clock. Timeout called by the Mountaineers. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Great job by Ellis to get that one out with a linebacker blitzing right in his face.
And now a nice pocket to go through. Toss and picked up. Mosley picks up 8. 53 seconds and counting. 2nd and 2. Now dropping back, looking. Toss out to the right. Wide open receiver. Receiver doesn't even turn around to look for the ball. That one falls incomplete.
Yeah, Tomas. He had Tomas out there, but just couldn't connect with him. Looked like it might have been a bit of an overthrow, but it does stop the clock.
Now 3rd and 2. Toss left-hand side. First down picked up. Ball down to the 5-yard line. Brendan Gaucher picks up 11 yards. 5 yards to go for a touchdown.
Yeah, seen Gaucher in chat. Now he finally gets a reception.
Dropping back, looking, has a nice pocket. Throws into the end zone, into quadruple coverage. Lucky that one's not intercepted.
Very lucky. I definitely thought that was going to be picked up. Looked like 2 different Illinois defenders had their hands on it, but couldn't come up with it.
Now splitting out 2 receivers either side. Play action read and dodging the sack. Nice wide open toss. 80 Powers touchdown for the Mountaineers.
Oh my goodness. Tony Ellis just stands tall and says, get off me. Stays in there and throws to the quarterback. 80 Powers making a play on offense. What a fantastic drive by West Virginia, marching down the field, and they get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, I definitely want to see a clip of that in the highlight reels over on Discord later. That is a great job dodging that sack.
That was unbelievable. Had a hand on him and just said, no, thank you. I'm going to stand tall and throw this touchdown.
And Wesley Bellamy saying he's got the moves. The question is, does he have the moves like Jagger? I think the answer is yes.
I think so. I'd have to agree.
And now with just under 30 seconds left to go, the Fighting Illini could make an attempt to go down the field. They've got a timeout left and might be able to get down there. They are dropping back, firing down the deep left side, but that one just falls incomplete. Going to be 2nd and 10 with 26 seconds to go.
Yeah, 2nd and 10 is right. With how fast CFSL offenses can get to the line of scrimmage, you might be just looking to get a field goal on this drive, but they still have a timeout.
Now Shoemate dropping back to pass again. That one caught over the middle. Complete. Clock is starting to run. Trying to run the hurry up, get up to the line, make one more attempt, save that timeout in case this one is successful. And then holding the line. I think the Illini have decided they're just going to hold here. They snap it at the last second and fire off to the left and not able to break that one for a big gain. T. Weary does make the first down. Some nice stats for your fantasy football. But we are going to go into the half. Illinois 21, West Virginia 20. It's been a great game so far, Tony.
Has been a really back and forth. We saw the Illini kind of jump to a big lead, and then we've seen West Virginia really kind of scrape and claw its way right back into it. Ellis has really shown some great leadership in his first year, in his first game at quarterback. The Illini are doing a great job of rushing the football with Edwards, Lewis, and Shoemate himself. This game has had it all, Kevin.
Absolutely. I definitely think for me, one of the breakout players is Jacob Tomas. We've seen him make some great athletic catches all over the field. And then, like right there at the end of the half, we saw Ellis with a nice slip to avoid the sack, pick up the touchdown. I think we're in for a great second half coming up.
I absolutely agree. You're right. And I cannot get over that Ellis touchdown pass. That might be one of the smoothest plays I've seen in the CFSL. And it was just an incredible play. Both teams are really balling out. Great job. Pretty even in terms of total yards. We've seen Illinois a little bit more rushing, West Virginia a little bit more passing. That one turnover really being the only blemish on this entire game. Been very clean. Hard hits. It's been a thriller so far. And just a real quick update on the Florida Notre Dame game. It is 7-7. Florida has the ball with 2:45 left in the first quarter, but I wouldn't go anywhere. I think this is going to be a thriller.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have something great here as we wait for the second half to get underway. And we see the teams walking back out onto the field, and the Illini are kicking it off. Mountaineers looking to pick up where they left off, running it out of the end zone, trying to pick up some good yardage, and getting out to about the 27-yard line is A.D. Powers.
A.D. Powers doing everything he can. Scored the touchdown on that last possession, getting a good return here, setting up this West Virginia offense.
Now Ellis has two backs behind him, steps back looking and tosses it out and able to make the catch, but not able to turn the corner. Joe Beasley picks up 3.
Yeah, Beasley out of the backfield there. Great little check down by Ellis. Maybe wants to get that to him a little bit earlier so he can turn the field like you mentioned.
Now setting up with 2 receivers to the right and a modified shotgun. Ball handed off, run up the middle. John Paul Smith picks up a yard, going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, it looked like Brian Andrews, the freshman, number 24 overall recruit there. Yeah, exactly. He had 6 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. First time really calling his name here, having a big impact in his first game for the Illini.
Oh, trying to escape and escapes the first sack, but not able to escape the second or third one. Loss of 7. Rex O'Brien with a big sack for the Illini.
Yeah, Rex O'Brien, exactly. Big sack there. Looks like he broke maybe 1-2 tackles there, but could not break the last one. Might have been able to get outside, maybe throw it away a little bit, but great job by this Illinois front 4 of getting into the backfield and affecting Ellis on that play.
After that sack, setting up for the punt. Going to be kicked from around the 10-yard line. Punt is away. Illini take it from their 40, run forward and get almost to the 50-yard line. Chuck Edwards with a nice return.
Yeah, this Illinois running back room, 2 halfbacks and quarterbacks doing a great job. We've seen that translate to about 125 yards rushing coming out here in the I formation.
Now with a quick pass to the right, wide open receiver able to make a nice catch there. Pick up big plays. Connor Stevens with a nice first down.
87 yards already for Stevens, and we're just barely into the third quarter. He could have 150 on the night with a great corner out there. The receiver running the cornerback off, so it's just him on a safety or a linebacker. Great concept to get him the ball in space. Nice job by the Illini.
Illini now setting up 3 receivers to the left. Back on his left hip. Toss to the left to the wide receiver. And not able to break the first tackle is Jessica Stevens. Only able to pick up 1.
Yeah, Jessica Stevens, nice job. The number 44 overall recruit, getting her first reception on the night. Good to see her get involved.
Now dropping back on 2nd and 9. Airing it deep towards the end zone. That is brought in for a touchdown. T. Weary with a big catch.
T. Weary with a great catch as well. Had the Moss earlier to get them in the red zone, and this time with a fantastic catch, outruns the defense. The Wisconsin transfer doing a great job for this Illinois offense. They're definitely glad to have him on the team.
That is a nice play there, and the Illini stretch their lead back out to 8 yet again as their offense comes out in the second half clicking on all cylinders. Now West Virginia looking to maybe take a step forward from their last drive, setting up shop at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Illinois must have had a great pep talk in the locker room. Great stand on defense and a nice drive. West Virginia's got to settle in here and move down the field.
Ellis handing the ball off to JPS, who's able to run up the left side, pick up 2 yards.
Yeah, those Illinois linebackers, Ibex, Schultz, Kennedy, Andrews, the safeties as well, doing a great job of moving downfield quickly to try and make this West Virginia offense one-dimensional.
It looks like some pressure coming up from the Illini, but able to break through on a nice run, picking up about 12 yards there, averaging 4.5 yards on the night.
Right as I say they were doing a good job, JPS breaks that one, but it's kind of hard to contain a player of that caliber.
Yeah, you can only hold him for so long. That time, quick pass out to the right. Clementine picking up 2 yards on a wide receiver bubble screen.
Yeah, bubble screen is right. Great swarming defense from Illinois. 5 defenders in the area. Only one person able to block him. Maybe not the best coverage to call that play against, or just a great job of flying to the ball by Illinois.
Illini coming out, stacking up that line. Looks like they're going to try to jam the receivers. Ellis back in the shotgun. Looking, has a man open on the right-hand side. John Paul Smith picks up 5 yards, going to set up a manageable 3rd and 2 for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, great job by Ellis. Just kind of, like you said, the corners were impressed, and then man coverage, the receiver ran off the defender, and he was just had a nice wide open space in the flat there.
I've got some motion in the backfield, trying a little bit of trickery. That one goes nowhere. Damani Green makes the catch, but loses 3, and the Mountaineers are going to have to punt.
Yeah, the freshman Damani Green could not get away from freshman Brian Andrews, a little freshman on freshman violence there. Great job. Another fantastic stand by Illinois. West Virginia going to have to punt this one away.
Someone needs to remind the freshmen, just because the upperclassmen are hazing you doesn't mean that you have to take it out on your fellow freshmen. And a nice coverage downfield by the Mountaineers, not letting Shaq Edwards pick up any yardage on that return.
Yeah, absolutely right. Cameron Jones flying down the field, making the play. Great job.
Shoemate set up, and flags fly in all over the field. And the Illini just a little bit too eager to get going, and we'll drop it back 5.
Yeah, maybe this is maybe a little bit of a break West Virginia defense needs. Keep the play in front of them, know where the chains are for that defensive secondary.
Now setting up a screen, and that one is hit immediately. Lewis would have been better let that one fall incomplete, loses 4 on the play.
It's like Jayshawn DeRolo, the junior defensive end from Rochester, New York, making the play there. Fantastic job. Almost gets the deflection, but great coverage technique. Wrapping one hand behind the receiver while trying to deflect with the other. They teach that to corners. I didn't know they taught that to defensive ends.
I didn't either. That's some very athletic plays there. And now a quick pass to the right and almost picked off, and that would have gone for 6. Shoemate now staring at a 3rd and a country mile.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Nate. I see you in chat. I do need to sing it. Jayshawn DeRolo coming up with the play there.
Now, Shoemate looking, doesn't have anywhere to go, and is not able to make the escape. Sacked for an 8-yard loss. Nice job by the Mountaineers, standing tall, wanting that ball back.
Emma Lee doing a great job. Only trying to block her with one offensive lineman. That's not going to work most of the time. Great job getting Shoemate down. Fantastic stand by the defense of the Mountaineers, and they're going to get the ball back with great field position, probably right around the 50. Now
going to be punting from the back of his own end zone here. Like you said, should set the Mountaineers up with great field position, as this punt is brought in at the 45 and room to run. Mountaineers are going to be starting near the 30. Yeah, near the 30 is right. Great return by Beasley as well. He's really keeping them in the field position game. Doing a great job. Great field position here. Let's settle in for Ellis. Coming out in the 5-wide formation. Ellis definitely looking like he wants to maybe get a good pass off here. That one caught, but running backwards, meaning that it ends up being a net 0 play. Well, I mean, maybe that's the kind of play that Ellis needs to settle into the second half, get a good solid completion from his trusty tight end, Gaucher, and see what he can do from here on. Now drum back, firing over the middle. This one does pick up positive yardage. Gaucher again, the target, picks up 8, 3rd and 1. Yeah, back-to-back plays is right. This time wasn't coming back there, just settled in right around that 8 yards and able to pick up a good chunk. Now looking read option and running for it, and they are going to give Ellis the first down. Ball's going to be right at the 20. First down for the Mountaineers.
Great job by Ellis on that read option. Ibeck just a little bit too late to get there. Couldn't bring him down in time to stop the first down.
In the red zone, West Virginia is 100% in terms of scoring. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. Now another read option. Ellis says, no, I only got 2 last time. I could do better than that. This time picks up 12, first and goal.
We've seen both quarterbacks do a fantastic job of standing tall in the pocket, making throws downfield, and utilizing the read option effectively. Very, very impressive by Ellis.
Now standing tall in the pocket, wide open receiver, touchdown, West Virginia.
As the West Virginia fans will say, Juice Clementine with the touchdown play there. That's the second on the night. Fantastic job by Ellis standing tall. Great drive by West Virginia. Getting right back in this game. Going to make it either a 1-point deficit or see if they go for 2 to tie it up here.
Now we've seen them close it in within 1 multiple times. And it looks like this time they are going to go for 2.
Love this.
Go ahead, try to make this tied up. I like this. You've got 3 receivers, bunch to the left, 1 to the right. Ellis looking, doesn't even go, and is sacked in the backfield. That 2-point conversion, not very successful. Great coverage by the Illini.
Yeah, great coverage is absolutely right. Harry Coggins, the freshman defensive end, coming up with the sack to stop that 2-point conversion. But, nothing lost there, really. You're either going to be down 1 or 2. Really no points in the game are worth 1, so it was definitely worth it.
Yeah, and, you're still down. Field goal puts you back out in front if you can hold here. We saw in the last drive, the Mountaineers just forced the Illini backwards repeatedly. We'll see what they have in store here as Shoemate looks, throws to the right, nice catch on the sideline. Connor Stevens picks up 10.
Stevens again at 97, 3 more to get over the century mark. Looks like they're going to review this one. I thought he was in live, though.
I didn't think that one was even close. I'm surprised this one gets a review.
Maybe they're looking at where the spot of the ball is. I don't know, because he's good by a mile there.
That's what it looks like to me. And the refs agree that that was a catch. Of the ones that we've seen reviewed, that's not the one I expected to see, but, it's good that we get it right. And now you have handoff to the right-hand side. Spencer Lewis not able to pick up any yardage there. We haven't seen him running quite as effectively here in the second half just yet.
No, we have not. You're right. Came on the I formation. Lewis, they did that earlier, too, and Lewis bounced it to the outside. Then he did the same thing there, not really following his fullback.
And now on a read option keeper, Shoemate is able to keep and pick up 15. Nice run up the middle by a quarterback.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Shoemate getting a little careless with the ball carrying there. Looks like maybe a little bit like Patrick Mahomes or Caleb Williams there with just the palm on the ball instead of tucking it. Got to be careful or an unseen hand could knock that one out for a fumble.
West Virginia looks like they might be bringing some pressure here. Ball handed off right-hand side. Nice run, but not able to pick up much yardage. Spencer Lewis only picking up 1 there.
Yeah, you're right. This West Virginia defense this half is doing a much better job of getting out to the edges to contain Lewis, prevent him from getting upfield when he cuts it outside.
Mountaineer defense definitely has closed in on the running game. And now a nice toss over the middle. Jessica Stevens picks up 5. Going to be 3rd and 3 for the Fighting Illini.
Yes, Jessica Stevens' second catch on the game. Nice job spreading the ball out by Shoemate, getting all of his playmakers involved.
Manageable 3rd down here. Wide receiver in motion. Just making it 2 on either side. And a nice toss, wide open. Connor Stevens able to pick up 7 on a nice catch and run.
Yeah, great catch and run is right. Wesley Bellamy in coverage there. It seems like Stevens has been winning that matchup with Bellamy most of the game, but that time just with the shoestring tackle.
Now a big bunch on the left, toss over the middle, and that one falls incomplete. Mountaineers not taking kindly to that pass.
No, they were not exactly. They were trying to find that spot that West Virginia's kind of been living with all game, right around 10, 15 yards down the field over the middle, but great coverage there.
Oh, pressure coming in and somehow manages to get the ball away. Shaq Edwards brings it in, but still ends up losing 4.
Yeah, still losing forwards, right? Bellamy again flying all over the field to make that tackle. Emily almost got to the quarterback. Jimmy McCurdy almost came up with the initial tackle, but great job flowing to the ball. Great defense. You can only break so many tackles every play, and they had someone at 3 different levels there.
Yes, great pursuit there by the Mountaineers. As now Shoemate on 3rd and 14 looking for that first down. Airs it out deep towards the end zone. Had an open man, but Emily Philbin is the one who seemed to be trying to make the catch. That falls incomplete.
Emily Philbin, the freshman, great job getting involved in that play. That was a touchdown if it wasn't intercepted, but luckily it dropped incomplete. I think it was pretty smart, actually, that she didn't catch it, because this gives much better field position for West Virginia here coming out to the 20.
Yep. After that punt, West Virginia has come back out, only down 2. Field goal will put them ahead for the first time tonight. I know those who may have been looking at the sports book thinking Illinois might have a lead tonight, probably looking at the score a little bit nervously as that pass falls incomplete, overthrowing his wide receiver.
Yeah, that's an absolutely good call, Kevin. Illinois favored by 6.5. Had a receiver there, but just couldn't connect with Ellis.
Now Ellis on 2nd and 10 has pressure coming, throws that over the middle. Really, I think just trying to get rid of that one before he took a huge hit.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Those 2 slot receivers were right in the middle of their crossing routes. So it wasn't really to anyone, but you're right, just trying to get it out.
And now pressure coming again, but this time ball caught, received, and trying to get to the first down marker, but failing. Only able to pick up 6 there is John Paul Smith.
Yeah, great try by that offensive lineman to hold those blocks. Just couldn't hold on long enough. Great job flowing to the ball by Illinois, and they're going to get the ball back here with good field position as well.
Punt is away, brought in at the 35-yard line. Mountaineers looking and not able to make the first tackle. Shaq Edwards gets a 13-yard return. Ball's going to be placed near the 50 as the Illinois go to look to stretch their lead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They do. Illinois doing a great job moving down the field. West Virginia's defense has stood tall this past couple drives. They need to do it again here.
Now a handoff run up the middle. That's a bit more what we're used to seeing from Spencer Lewis as he picks up 7.
Yeah, great little misdirection there, bringing the receiver in motion behind the quarterback. And great job just handing that ball off to Lewis, letting him make a play.
Now on 2nd and 3 with less than a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pass right-hand side, wide open. Fighting Illini touchdown. Jessica Stevens with a 44-yard touchdown catch.
Jessica Stevens with her first career touchdown in her first career game. Fantastic throw by Shoemate. You know, when on his touchdown passes, he's been putting them exactly where the receiver needs it. Great job moving down the field. And that's exactly what West Virginia did not want to see. Illinois stretching the lead a little bit now. As was mentioned in chat, it is a 2-possession game.
Yep, that 9-point lead now looking a little bit dangerous as West Virginia is going to get the ball back here with just under 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. I take back, it's going to be exactly 30 seconds left to go. As we see the stats here, Jessica was quiet in the first half, but just had that big touchdown catch.
Yeah, you're right. I think they probably talked to Shoemate, said make sure we get Jessica Stevens involved. She's an active playmaker, and that's exactly what they've done.
And another screen pass here from the Mountaineers. That's the 3rd attempted screen pass in a row as John Paul Smith loses 2 on that play.
Yeah, screen pass on first down is not very popular normally in the CFSL, but that's okay. JW Ibeck coming up with the tackle there. Great job containing JPS in the backfield.
Now it's going to be 2nd and 12 as we get ready to have the 3rd quarter end here. 3 receivers bunched up tight on the left-hand side. Ball snapped. Ellis looking, throwing deep down the left-hand side and overthrows his receiver. Had an open man, just couldn't quite get it to him.
You're right. Definitely had a receiver open, just overthrew him. Maybe needs to settle down a little bit. The pressure might be getting to him in this game, but you know the team's gonna have faith in him, and he can do it.
Now toss over the middle, caught but brought down immediately as Tomas picks up 3. But it's going to be 4th down, and that is going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. The Fighting Illini up 9, 35-26. Get those 4s up in chat. We've got an exciting game to finish up here. We'll see you back here soon. Fourth quarter underway. Mountaineers starting it off with an unfortunate punt as they are trailing by 9 with 9 minutes left to go. Need a point a minute here if you're a Mountaineer fan. But the Illini have the ball starting at the 45-yard line as Shoemate comes out under center. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers back behind him, driving back, looking, tossing to his right, and making the catch is Spencer Lewis Jr., but loses 2 on the play.
Jacoby Cobb doing a great job flowing with the running back out of the backfield. Great tackle. I can see Anakin Skywalker in chat beat me to it. I was just about to give the update. It is 10-7. Florida is beating Notre Dame with about 1 minute 45 seconds left to go. Notre Dame will be punting the ball back to Florida. But right now, we've got a fantastic game here. Very exciting conclusion. West Virginia's defense has got to step up, though.
Absolutely. Good first play by their defense. Now looking, and big hits coming through. Shoemate sacked, loss of 5.
Great job, Jimmy McCurdy there, coming up with his second sack of the game. This West Virginia defensive line hasn't been getting the most pressure on Shoemate, but has been coming through when they've needed to. Doing a great job there, forcing the third and very long.
Now third and a country mile. You want to take the country roads, but you want to take it at least 17 yards as a pass deep down the right-hand side. And that is incomplete. Looks like it might have been an interception, but in either case, that's going to be a punt now coming from the Illini.
You're absolutely right. And Anakin, I don't need to apologize. Thank you very much for keeping me honest, making sure that I said it. That's exactly what we want. Thank you. And West Virginia's going to do a great job of, getting about to the 35-yard line. Beasley's been consistent on his punt and kick returns, keeping the Mountaineers in good field position.
Absolutely. I've been very impressed by Beasley's work. We've seen him on the ground a couple of runs too, so he's had a very active night. Now West Virginia looking to cut that 9-point deficit, hands the ball off, and John Paul Smith pushing forward, able to pick up 3.
Yeah, that linebacker core, I've said it, 2 or 3 times already, doing a great job of containing John Paul Smith. Maybe you want to see him get a little bit more involved in the passing game, but that's where he was so productive in the Army-Navy game.
Now, a quick pump fake now, tossed deep down the right-hand side, and batted up in the air, but eventually falling incomplete as that pass.
That was unbelievable. Tomas almost had it, and then he almost had it again. I thought he might have come down with it, actually, but it does drop incomplete, forcing the 3rd and 7.
And if anyone was going to make the catch, it was going to be Tomas. He's been doing that all game. Now, screen pass does pick up yardage, had a nice blocker. John Paul Smith picks up 15 yards, but more importantly, a first down for the Mountaineers.
Great block by that offensive lineman, picking up the flowing safety. Nice job picking up the first down by John Paul Smith, getting upfield and getting down. Great job. That's exactly what the Mountaineers need to do. Their defense has been standing tall when they've needed to, and West Virginia's offense has to respond now.
All right, Ellis now setting up in the shotgun. 3 receivers and the running back to his right. Now wide receiver in motion into the backfield as they have a read option, and that goes nowhere. Ellis taken down in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Great job by Ibeck, and I believe that's Platarius White as well, coming in to make sure that neither of those 2 options were going to be successful. Nice job by Illinois' defense. The speed option had worked against them earlier. This time, not an option.
And now you've got 3 receivers bunched up on the left-hand side. Ellis turns, looks, fires to the left, and that one falls incomplete. Receiver looking one way, ball went the other.
Yeah, exactly right. There were a couple defenders in between him and the ball as well, so don't know if he would have picked up a first down. I actually thought that was their 3rd down, so silly me.
And now pass out to John Paul Smith. That one goes nowhere. Loss of 2 on the play, 4th and 15. Do they have to go for it here, or do they think their defense can hold one more time?
I would go for it if I were them. Their defense is doing a good job. Carl Graham, the Dallas Texas native, the senior defensive tackle, first time we're really calling him out here, and they will go for it. I do love this call.
It is a long pickup to go, but you've got some great receivers, 2 receivers either side. Ellis looking, firing deep, left side, wide open receiver, and he drops it. He had pay dirt in front of him, and it gets dropped.
I don't believe it. Clementine tries to one-handed. Oh, it's maybe just a step too far in front of him. Would love to see Clementine maybe dive for that one and make sure he catches it. Oh my goodness, what a fantastic effort though. Ellis, that I think that's not on Ellis's. That's on Clementine there. He's got to sell out for that.
Yeah, I've always heard the rules. If you're able to get a hand on it, that means you can get two hands on it. You got to bring in those passes. Now Shoemate with all time, but throws downfield, tried to make the same play, also falls incomplete.
Yeah, just couldn't connect with his, had to look like a post route coming all the way across the field and a go route, just couldn't connect with either of them.
Now Shoemate stepping back and able to make about a 9-yard pickup there, as they're going to be bringing up 3rd and 2. Connor Stevens with a nice catch.
Connor Stevens, that gets them over 100 yards. Great job, or 100 yards on the game. Great job for Stevens and getting your big tight end involved.
Yeah, it's always great when you see the tight end being a focal point of the offense. And now a nice pass over the right-hand side again. Breaking a tackle, breaking second, and not able to stay in bounds. Connor Stevens does pick up another 24 yards.
You're right. He does look like Adam Sala did just enough to force him out of bounds. You're absolutely right, Kevin. I know your player's a tight end. Mine's a tight end. We love to see some tight end action.
Absolutely. Now you've got receiver coming back. Toss to the right. Wide open. Stetson James picks up 10.
Getting Stetson James involved, first catch of the game. He's been in the game blocking a lot normally as a tight end, been on the line of scrimmage and for some of those screen plays. Called his names a couple times blocking, but this time getting his first reception. Good for him.
Yep, and again, another tight end involved in the passing game. Feels great. And now in the I formation, play action, and that goes nowhere. Shoemate doesn't even get to turn around before being dropped. Malcolm Kent Brown with a big sack.
Yeah, great play by the LSU transfer, Malcolm Kent Brown. He great job, getting into the backfield. First sack of the game, first sack of the season. Great job, 5 tackles. That's exactly what West Virginia needs. They've got to stand tall, bend, don't break. The field goal is just as good. Well, maybe not, I suppose. It'll still be down, but they want to hold them to no points, but definitely a field goal at the most.
And there is a pass over the middle. Looks like it was caught. Still going to be 3rd and goal. Ball is sitting at the 12-yard, so they did not give him the catch there. 3rd and goal from the 12. 3 receivers left-hand side. Shoemate dropping back, stepping to his right, throws across his body, and that just kind of floats like a lame duck into the middle of the field. And the Mountaineer defense able to hold. Field goal attempt coming up.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that, with all due respect to Dylan Shoemate, that might be one of the worst passes I've seen in the CFSL. Very lucky that that they ruled the receiver was in the area even. I believe he was inside the tackle box, but didn't experience any pressure, I guess. But lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, that field goal is good. So now it is Illinois 38, West Virginia 26. It's got a 12-point lead. 2 possessions, got to get a touchdown, got to get 2 touchdowns here. 5 minutes left, still plenty of time for the Mountaineers.
Plenty of time is right. 3 timeouts. Ellis has been, maybe a little bit sporadic throwing down the field, but if they can connect on one early, they'll have tons of time.
Here you're going to have a handoff, runs into his own players. The blocker's not able to get far enough downfield, but John Paul Smith does pick up another 4 yards.
Yeah, 4 yards gets John Paul Smith over 50 yards for the game. Maybe a little bit disappointed they couldn't utilize him more, but he's doing just enough to keep the passing game open.
Now pass to the right. That one just a little bit overthrown. Tony Ellis, we've seen that pass a couple of times not quite go where they expect it to go. I'm not sure if that's a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver or what's going on there. As we have another pass out over the middle. It's going to be 4th and inches. They don't give him the first down on that catch. I've got to imagine they go for it here.
It's a bit mean-spirited there. Sorry for interrupting there, Kevin, but you're right. On the play earlier, they have, not really connected, but they're going for it here. We love it.
Yeah, I've definitely got to at this point, and ball handed off, and John Paul Smith met in the background. He's been picking up yardage all day, but they're not able to pick it up. Turnover on downs. Illini are going to have great field position.
A great field position is right. That might have been the game there for West Virginia. But, they might not have had the most confidence in their quarterback they wanted to give it to. Maybe their more established player, John Paul Smith, on that play, but the Illinois defense just sniffed it out.
Now, Illini looking to put this one away. Nice 7-yard catch by Stevens. That's going to put him at 143 yards on the night to go along with his touchdown.
Yeah, 143 yards for him. Shoemate at 391 passing. Great job, almost at the 400 mark. Illinois' offense is clicking.
Now in the read option, wide open space for Shoemate. Runs forward, is able to pick up another 14 yards.
Yeah, 14 yards is right. 55 yards on the ground as well, has well over 500 yards total. Emily Philbin with her 7th tackle of the game. Nice job there by Philbin.
Now Shoemate drops back, doesn't see anything, runs forward, is able to get out and picks up another 6. 2nd and 4 now for the Fighting Illini.
Yeah, Shoemate just says, put the ball in my hands. I'll throw it, I'll run it, I'll do everything you need me to do to get this ball into the end zone and put this one away.
Mountaineers desperately trying to hold to a field goal here. Just have a chance. Now toss in the end zone. That is caught. Jessica Stevens with the touchdown. That's got to be the nail in the coffin.
I think that is probably the nail in the coffin. You're absolutely right. Jessica Stevens with her 2nd touchdown of the game. We saw the stat earlier. Didn't have any receptions in the first half. This half has, 5, I believe, and 2 touchdowns as well. She's all over the field. Great adjustment at halftime, getting her involved. West Virginia, I think, might have been a little bit caught off guard by getting that receiver involved. Great job by the Illini.
West Virginia now down 19, looking for something to maybe take into next week or to push forward. It's not completely out of hand yet. We've seen some big pass plays from the Mountaineers. We'll see what they come out here with. Ellis setting up in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left. He's dropping back and looking past him. Oh, that one's intercepted. And now running back has 2 men to beat and isn't able to, but that is going to be a nice INT there by Ted Zinanock.
Yeah, Ted Zelenak with a great interception. Just jumped that route. I think you're right. Ellis might have been putting a little bit too much pressure on himself to move down the field. You were right. The game wasn't over. We have seen some great comebacks, but I think, the pressure might have got to the first-time starter, Ellis there, and just, kind of panicked a little bit, tried to find somebody open and forced to throw. He didn't have to.
Yeah, and, like I said, this is Tony Ellis's first game. He's definitely going to have some learning pains. But, as far as first games go, we've seen some great plays. We've seen some good decision-making. The end of the game may not have gone exactly the way they wanted it to, but I think there's plenty of building blocks there for the Mountaineers.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, West Virginia's got to take a lot of confidence from this play. I'm very impressed with how their offense has played so far. The Illini look to be just a little bit too much for them this game, but so many great building blocks for West Virginia, and they're just going to tune up their offense even more come next week. I think they're going to cause some problems.
Yeah, I fully expect that we'll see some great games from Mountaineers as we progress through the season. And now we have Shoemate dropping back, is able to get the pass away, and Spencer Lewis Jr. almost makes it back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Lewis has a negative average on yards per catch with all the great defense shown on the screenplays that West Virginia has, but been doing a good job on the ground as well. Another breakout star, we've talked about him multiple times. Lewis is doing a fantastic job, really doing a nice job, the senior halfback, getting the ground game established for the Illini.
Yeah, and the Illini started off the season on a strong note. Dylan Shoemate definitely looks like he is going to be ready to take a step forward in his progression this year. Just a sophomore, but definitely looking like he's going to be someone to keep an eye on as one of the more improved players this year.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That's a really good call. He could be in contention for most improved player just from one game. It's early, but still.
And Bryce Simmer there, nice reception, picks up 18 yards. 1st and goal now coming up. Shoemate now has picked up 315 yards to the air, thrown for 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns is a lot. We saw Stamper early had 1 reception, 1 touchdown, getting a 2nd reception on the game. The Illini are doing a great job. They have their main target, looks like it's Stevens, but they're really spreading the ball out as well.
And there's Stetson James not able to do much there in the goal line situation. Loss of 1. We're saying Shoemate's picked up 5 touchdowns tonight? the Illinois record book, maybe not the thickest of record books, is one of the newer teams, but that it does tie the second place game record for the Illini with 5 touchdowns in a night.
Yeah, very impressive performance by this entire Illinois offense, receivers and running backs as well. Stetson James there, I did like what they were trying to do, put him in at fullback for the fullback dive touchdown, but that was snuffed out.
And see, Chet, Florida, Notre Dame currently even. So as this game gets ready to wind down, do stick around, give these players the respect for the game they've played, but then you've got another great game to go watch.
You're absolutely right as well. Jacoby Cobb coming in. Maybe it looked like a little bit of an RKO tackle there. He's doing a little bit of WWE moves. Fantastic job coming up with the tackle, though, forcing the 3rd and goal. And they're going to use as much clock as they can here.
Yep, snapping the ball at the last second. Ball handed off. Lewis runs for it, and that is going to be a touchdown there. As Spencer Lewis.
Great job by Lewis. Sorry, Kevin. Great job by Lewis just getting into the end zone. It's multiple touchdowns on the night. Great performance by him. Shaq Edwards as well in the rushing game has done great, as well as in the, kick return game for Edwards. Shoemate has been running the ball well. Just a complete performance by this Illinois offense. And, I think the final score here, or maybe it's not final yet, but it probably, might as well be. It's not indicative of how close this game was for almost all of the game. Maybe the last 5 minutes it got away from West Virginia, but we saw a fantastic performance by both teams, Kevin.
Oh, absolutely. We came out of the 3rd quarter break, and it was a 1-possession game. So the final score, if someone just looked at the box scores after the game, they're going to think, oh, Illinois dominated the game. No, this was a close game for 3.5 quarters. And then here in the last few seconds, or last few minutes, pressure built up, couple of bad bounces for the Mountaineers, and Illinois just able to stretch ahead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That interception by Ellis, the game might have been out of reach at that point, but that was just icing on the cake. That incompletion way down the field, they just couldn't connect to Clementine. That would have put them in great field position inside the, 5-yard line. I think that was just a little bit unlucky that they couldn't come up with that one. But that's the end of the game, and just a fantastic performance by both teams.
Absolutely. And as the clock ticks to 0, Illinois 52, West Virginia 26. We've been saying it was a great game. You see Dylan Shoemate gets player of the game honors with his 5-touchdown night passing. Tony, what are your final thoughts on tonight's game?
Hey, it was a fantastic performance by both teams, really. Both offenses did a great job. Illinois, I think, just did a better job of containing the running game of West Virginia, made West Virginia one-dimensional, put the ball and pressure on Tony Ellis. And, it might have just been a little bit too much for him in his first ever game. Both defenses stood tall. The final score got a little out of hand, but for most of the game, it was, within 20 or under 30 points. Good defense as well. Just a fantastic all-around performance, and Illinois really stepped up strong in the end. Connor Stevens could be a problem for the entire league.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout-out. Thank you to our associate producer, Austin Crow, executive producer, Mike Peters, and Tony Papel, my broadcast partner tonight. Thanks for watching. You've been watching CFSL and PX1 Sports. We'll see you back tomorrow night.